Welcome back, everybody. We're doing another episode of Indie Reads Aloud. I am your host, Diana Catherine Penn, and today Gail Kuhnlein comes to us. She is a children's book author that I met recently at a festival, and I'm so happy that you're here, Gail, and that you get to share your book with everybody. I am really excited that you came. Thanks for making the time.
Oh, thank you, Diana. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Tell me a little bit about your journey. I know you said in the green room that you started as a child, and yet your parents really fueled that writing fire for you.
Yeah.
So when you became an adult and you decided you're really going to do the publishing thing for good,
Mhm.
what was that journey like? How did you make that final decision that you were going to be an author?
Well, so I started writing children's books really like decades ago. And I sort of went through the whole, looking for a publisher, which as many of us know is very difficult.
Hmm.
Um, and so it was actually one of my sons, who's also a writer and author, encouraged me to just do it. He said, just do it, Mom, yourself. Just you can self-publish now. And so it was nice that he kind of gave me that final push.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so I guess let's see, it was in 22 that I published my first picture book. This is my second one, the one I'm going to
What
be
was the
reading from.
title of your first one?
The first one is How Happy is a Lark?
Okay.
And it's wordplay and very imaginative. Like I like to say that uh, I ask questions in it that have never been asked before, and then I answer them in ways that are, I tried to be creative and fun and imaginative for kids to sort of spark that in them, hopefully. So yeah, people find out how happy a lark is or how wise an owl really is.
That's very cool. You'll have to come back another session and read that for us.
Oh, that would be fun.
So tell me about the process of preparing this book for press. The cover is gorgeous. The illustrations are beautiful.
Thank
Um,
you. Yeah.
who did you work with to illustrate this, and how did you find that process to be? Was it a challenge? Was it easy? Was it somewhere in between? How did you find that?
Yeah. So, well, John Megahan is the artist on this book, and it's all hand done. He's an incredible artist. He used watercolor, sketch and then watercolor. And I actually worked with John for a number of years at when I was working at the University of Michigan. Mm. And in the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. And so he's a scientific illustrator and just an artist in general. He does a lot of painting and things. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so we worked closely together. I was in communications and he was sort of like did a lot of the graphic design and things like that. So we already had a working relationship. And it was so retired a little earlier than planned because of a health situation. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing fine, doing great.
Yay, that's
Yeah.
always good news.
Yes. And I remember at my retirement party, the lunch, he said, "We're going to be working together again." Because over the years we had toyed with the idea, and he was always it was too busy or whatever
Yeah.
things were going on. So yeah, we paired up on this project again, and it was a lot of fun. Um, and he was great. He was great to work with. I mean, the you'll see the level of detail and things in
Yeah, just the cover alone is just so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was just thrilled with our collaboration. Um,
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Yay.
yeah, yay.
I am super excited to hear you read, and I understand you're not going to read the whole book today, because it is a little bit longer than your usual picture book, but that's okay because it gives us something to look forward to.
Okay, great.
So
Yeah.
when you are ready, please, Gail, take the microphone and read aloud from Into the Thicket.
All right. Thank you, Diana. And let's see.
Sharing the screen is always the touchy part.
Yes, it should. Oh, I thought I did. Why it says it's paused. Just one second. On another desktop. Let me close this up. Hopefully, maybe you can edit this out.
Oh, the fun of technology.
We're sharing a window on another. All right, thanks.
Okay, we found it, you guys. Here it is. Technology is so much fun. So, Gail is now going to read from her book, Into the Thicket. Take it away, Gail.
Okay, thank you, Diana. So, all right, just real quick, here's the cover, front and back. Um, and here we go. All right. Patrick leapt into the air for the football. It soared high over his head and landed in the yard next door. He sprinted over and hopped the fence. Next to the ball, Patrick spotted a small creature. What's that? He thought. He kneeled to get a closer look. He saw an animal that could fit in the palm of his hand. The creature lay alone in the dry grass and hot sun, rocking a bit from side to side. Streaks of blood and mud matted fur on its face. One of the animal's legs looked twisted. Its heart pounded. Ben! Patrick yelled to his big brother. Look! The animal was covered in slick, short black fur on its body with pink skin underneath. The fur on its head and neck was dark brown, tan, gray, and white. It had large feet, ears that lay back on its head, and a tiny curled tail. Gross, said Ben. It's not gross, it's hurt. Ben was tossing the football up in the air to himself. Animals die every day, Patrick. What's the big deal? Is he dying? I don't know. Maybe a cat or a raccoon got a hold of him with its claws or teeth. Patrick cringed and remembered their neighbor who saved injured animals. I'm going to take it to Felice. Patrick scooped up the animal from under its sides using both hands. As he nestled the rabbit in one hand, he used the other to lift his t-shirt and wrap the tiny animal in the folds, creating a little pouch. He held it snug against his chest. Only then he realized his hands were shaking. You know what? Patrick looked deeply into the creature's face. I think you're a rabbit. Patrick saw a rabbit's face. He saw longish ears. He saw hoppy feet. Felice, a close family friend, lived nearby. A tall, dark, and thick tangle of thicket separated their yards. If he walked through, he could be at Felice's in a minute. If not, he'd have to run all the way around the block. It had been a long time since Patrick had entered the thicket. Ever since his brother frightened him with the story about scary goblins who lived there. Patrick peered into the thorny branches looming in front of him. Was it getting darker out? What just moved? He thought about the animal's injuries. He knew it needed help. Fast. Are you scared? Teased his brother Ben. I'm just thinking. Goblins are waiting for you. And that rabbit. I hear them now. Patrick ignored his brother. He was thinking only of getting the rabbit to Felice. Slowly, he stepped toward the thicket, but jerked to a stop. He found himself inside his nightmare. Deep inside the thicket, goblins surrounded him. They bared sharp teeth, grinning hungrily. The goblins were moving closer and closer. The biggest one grabbed Patrick by the arm. Patrick, Ben yelled. Ah! Patrick screamed, startled back to the moment. The animal squirmed. He had to get to Felice fast, but he heard noises inside the thicket. Crash, crack, rustle, rustle, crunch, whoosh, creak, eek, creak. He thought about goblins hiding, goblins watching, goblins plotting. Hungry goblins. The little rabbit squirmed again. Patrick held it closer. He knew what he had to do. Patrick sighed, half closed his eyes, and plunged into the darkness. His brother followed. Branches creaked and cracked. Leaves rustled and crunched underfoot. The wind whooshed. Thorns poked at Patrick's arms and legs like goblins' teeth. With his hands, he covered the rabbit and hunched over. Shadows danced around the boys. Patrick's foot got stuck. He stumbled. Ah! A goblin had grabbed him. He'd never get out now. He'd never see his mom or dad again. But when he looked down, he saw his foot was only caught on a tree root. As they came out the other side, Patrick's heart was pounding. Was it his or the animal's? Breathing hard, he knocked on Felice's door. A baby rabbit, Felice declared. So it is a rabbit. Felice yawned and stretched her arms. She worked days and attended school at night. Can you help? Oh, Patrick, she said. Wrapping the rabbit in a bunny-sized blanket, she began to clean blood from the animal's fuzzy face and body and put honey on the wounds. Patrick wanted to help, but had no idea what to do. He was afraid he'd hurt the creature. Rabbits are born furless, blind, and helpless, explained Felice. In their nest, they are warm and cozy, next to lots of squirming brothers and sisters. He's stretching his legs and rolling around because he's hurt. Luckily, the rabbit's eyes are open, Pat. That means it is at least a week old. They need special food they get from their mother during the first week to help them survive. Animal cages packed Felice's house. There were squirrels, woodchucks, ducklings, goslings, and other rabbits that had been hurt or abandoned. Ben checked out a line of animal hutches out back where he saw one of her helpers tending to the animals. Atop the fence, a squirrel munched an acorn. I wish, Patrick started. What's that, Pat? I wish I I wish I could do something to help, he blurted out. Generally, children aren't allowed to help, Pat, but you've always been very responsible, and I can see how important this is to you. These first few days after an attack are the hardest for rabbits, so we both need your help. First, we have to let our little friend warm up for about an hour. She placed the rabbit in a small aquarium inside a nest atop layers of newspaper and blankets. A heating pad was under the aquarium. She put the lid on with some towels over the top to keep the warmth inside. Some friends of our rehab center knit these little nests for them. Later, she picked up the rabbit and handed it to him. Patrick, hold him upright and feed him formula, a tiny bit at a time. Some of it dripped down the rabbit's cheeks. What didn't drip on its cheeks landed on its nose. The rabbit sniffed. He imagined the rabbit laughing with him. He touched the top of its head with one finger. The rabbit shut its eyes as the finger moved along its head. The rabbit peeked one eye open. He kept rubbing his finger along its head. The rabbit shut that eye and opened the other. Patrick and Felice laughed. Patrick slowed down and got the small dropper just inside the rabbit's mouth. After he fed it, Felice leaned in to give the rabbit medicine from another tiny dropper. Ben looked on, eyes wide. Patrick, the rabbit's front foot is broken. This small space prevents him from moving too much while his foot heals. Patrick lowered the rabbit into its nest. Soon the animal was asleep. Bye, Felice. Good night, small rabbit. With that, Patrick ran out the door and around the block. After all, there was no hurry this time. As he flung open the door, Patrick called out, Mom, Dad, I'm helping Felice take care of a hurt rabbit I found. How exciting, Pat, his father said. Oh, Patrick, that's so nice. Tell us everything, Mom said. So that's where I was planning to stop. I don't know.
Excellent. What a great story.
Oh, thank
I
you.
can't wait to hear how it ends. And I'm so enthralled by the way this book was put together. The artistry is so beautiful. Your
Oh,
illustrator did a magnificent job.
he really did. He really did.
And
Yeah.
then the other part that I love is what you did with the words.
Oh,
On
yeah.
several pages, you made the words part of the art, which I think is fantastic.
Oh, that's great. Well,
Especially going into the tunnel where the words circle around. I
oh,
just love that.
yeah, I love that too. So I like that sort of text play, and so
Hmm.
I didn't design it, but so Book Baby did. They were my publisher,
Hmm.
and I let them know that I like that sort of thing and sent some examples. But yeah, they did a incredible job with the layout.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
How great to hear that you had a really good experience.
yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Yeah.
So what's next for you? Are you working on another project?
Well, so as you well know, I'm sure, marketing this one is is sort
Yeah.
of it's my current focus, but I am I have some other manuscripts I've written that would need it will need some editing. And I've got one of those in mind, inspired by the same son, and and then and fictionalized. And then I have a new idea or two, so I'm not sure which direction to go to.
And
I'll go next.
are these new project ideas children's books or are they books
Yes,
for older people?
picture book seems to
Picture
be
books.
my thing. I don't
It's
know.
wonderful. We can never get enough books for children in the world, I think.
Yeah, well, I love it, and it's been a dream of mine for a long time. So this is kind of incredible to.
It is kind of a cool thing that you get to do this. I hope that you will come back and read your first book for us.
Well, thanks, Diana. I
I
would
think
love
that would
to.
be wonderful.
Well, thank you.
And I appreciate your time today, and we'll see you next time on the program.
All right. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.